Hi everyone, welcome to another video. Today we'll do something a bit different. I believe you might know him. Well, I have a city right here I would like to build. Right, and let's do it. Alright, I'm gonna pause that first. So, let me just look around the city. Right, we got a good layout. Alright, I'm gonna zoom real quick here to show you basically what the layout is. Basically pretty blank. Okay, so unlike my other videos, this is gonna be like a build from scratch, and you're gonna see how I would do it on like my way of doing it. I would say everybody has their own way, but this is how I would do it. Okay, first thing first, we need to check the entrance, which is only in the middle here, which is good and bad. Alright. Second is the water. The water should be fine. We have a river right here. Third, let's check the wind so we can plan and see. And okay, so we got a bit of a problem here where the wind is blowing basically towards the river. So ideally, you would like to build industries towards the corners, but since you have water here, you need to be careful where you place them. Okay, let me check what else we have. We have a coal mine, a coal area right here. The coal area, and ore as well. There's no oil. Okay, so that means that if we wanted to go with the mining industry, right, where we need to actually probably put them around here. Basically, almost the entire city will be engulfed in pollution, because you will have basically the coal, coming down this direction, and all coming down towards the bottom of the screen right now. Okay, and basically you only have this little plot of land over here, which is probably going to be free of pollution for medium or high. So maybe those mega towers might come over here, but looks like what we'll do is that we'll probably kickstart an industry right here, away from the water source. We'll put something over here so we can keep the water source coming from here to supply the entire city. We will do actually, we can do a mining industry here. We probably can do the mining, would be the easiest. We can transition it over to a bit on the gambling here as well. So I haven't decided yet, but we will at least get the city running first, right, before we do anything. So let me just connect the road first. My take normally at the very beginning is to basically work with low density first. Alright. So since we already have an idea that we wanted to place the industrial zones over here, we can actually start to at least have some industrial zone areas like confirm based on the road placement here. Get rid of that. So we'll just have a quick run so that we have something. Yep, just kickstart off. Now we can zone them as well, so I will have like a very decent amount. We get some amount to kickstart with. We'll continue to place a few more roads here to get some houses here. I'll put a little bit of commercial zone here, but the rest we'll try to get more residential to come in first. Okay. We want to make sure we get some funds running. We want to get some industrial zones up so that we can get some factories. Then we can at least access the mining for this city. Okay. Now this is not regarding. Okay. So let me just see. This is not regarding any whether there's any placement of metal HQ or not. Okay, because there could be some of these metals HQ or petroleum HQ or trade HQ or electronic HQ that have been placed in the region. If there's any have been placed in the region, then we definitely have an access to some of these buildings that requires some of those buildings. So for example, like this particular electronics factory will require electronic division. Someone could have really placed the HQ plus the electronic division. Okay, so there's something to look at as well. Right, if you have the access, you can start with that immediately as well. Okay. So let me see. So I'm not too sure whether anyone has actually placed any text. One thing I also forgot to mention is that we will try to get some utilities running. So let's just see whether we can buy anything from any. We don't really have anything except sewage, which I think we will buy from everyone at the moment. It looks like water and power is on our own. We'll work on that right now. I generally like to work with roads like along the corners, and if I want to, I will make some adjustments along the way. So since we can replace the water tower here, we have unlimited supply of water. For the power, I think we can go straight to coal, since we're going to access the coal mines over here. Okay, so that should immediately solve power problems and also water problems, while we get the sewage to be basically exported out, sell out to the neighboring cities. Okay, all right. We need, I believe, 2 more. So what we'll do is that we'll do a spacing adjustment very early on. Okay, so that I can get let me just pause here. So I can get basically the maximum distance between the two from the road itself, so we can get a high density building much later on. Okay. Alright. Now the reason why I'm using basically this low density street, right, is because, right, if you see with the low density dirt road, I don't have the corners, how to say, the sidewalks, right, which would give me an exact distance. You want to leave a small gap, but not a big gap enough that once these buildings become like high density, right, you will not take up space. Which is why I normally use the low density street to construct and basically get the right amount of distance from the opposite road itself. Okay, so once this 7 come up, then I will start that as well. So I'm going to start the same thing here as well. I will build up basically this section. Now I'm going to pause. The reason why I actually pause in between is so that I don't allow the, oops, sorry, that's too much. I don't allow the area here to build medium wealth, right? So since my intention is not to get medium wealth residents in the city anyway to begin with. Okay, so just showing you an example, right? You can see with this, I know the exact spacing. It's probably too close to cover up good about spacing, but you can see at least the exact spacing you want to get from the other end, because once you zone the other side, it's going to basically equate to 1 tall 3 row sort of like area, and that would be big enough to have high density much more down the road. So this is kind of a little bit of a gap I like. Okay, if you try to do low density road, sometimes you don't even know. Let me just do another example here. Can you see that if I do like this, so if I think it's too close actually, right? So you don't even know whether like the right distance. So I like to do with this, and I know this is exactly the right distance. I can get the full like high density buildings much later down the road. Okay, it doesn't, with the low density road is similar to low density streets in the low density road. Okay, you're still gonna get small houses like this as well. Okay. Alright, so I'm gonna straight away see how many I can load real quick here. Now the goal here is to get the CI running so that I can start the mining industry, right? So which I believe is already accessible. Now my question here is how I'm going to place the mining, and also I'm going to compensate for the ore. Okay, so it looks like here will be mega towers because of the land area I have to work with. We got a basically river here that will already cut off 1/4 of the city plot, so not much to begin with anyway. Okay, so I'm probably going to use this. Let me just see. Okay, so I want to keep some area for the coal, while I want to keep some area for the ore. So let's start with the ore first. I would actually prefer to have a line. Let me just use the pedestrian path. I prefer to have something like this, so I can have it parallel, but I'm probably not going to do that this round, since I could make it straight. I'll decide as I go. I haven't decided yet. I'll probably keep the coal on the left side here, which is ideal. Okay, we need to get some money up first because these all cost at least 22,000, so it'll take a while to get up. And I think this region doesn't have finance building, so I don't know whether the other cities around have that. We need to just check it out later on. Okay, so we just need more people to come in. Let me put a few more here, commercial zone here, so to let them come in. Okay, you might be running everything else like the education, the fire, the health, and the police is not needed at this stage. It's too early, way too early. You need to get money up first. Then, as you have solidified your economy, whichever way you want, then only you place some of these utility additional amenities. Okay, I am going to place a town hall. I want to keep this free, so I'll probably sacrifice town hall by placing it here. So I just need to see what's available. Okay, one thing you can do is that you can check by placing the town hall what's available. So it looks like we don't have Department of Finance, we don't have Department of Tourism, and we don't have Department of Transportation. So to begin with, we can't really do amusement park as well. So we got a lot of things we couldn't do much with it. Right, we want to we can do casino, but it's still not as favorable as if we use and have the Department of Tourism available. Transportation will be an issue for us because we don't have ferry dock, so doing high-wall casinos out of the question. So to get the finance up for the region will be an ideal situation right now. So this is where mining will help us a lot. Okay. Now there's the problem with the storage system here, which I probably have to plot one here. Not favorable, but better than using basically this, which I don't think is working correctly. Yeah. Sometimes after the city hasn't been run, because the other player needs to be sort of briefly active for maybe a while when I'm playing, but he hasn't been, or I haven't basically came up to that level, so it'll take a while to get that. Okay. Probably rename the city in a bit. So what I'm gonna do now is whether I can plot one of these guys, which I can. I'm probably going to go with ore mining first, because I think the ore mining will normally give me the most revenue, generally speaking. Okay, I am going to place it on the left side, and I'm going to place the ore right here, and you will see that normally you can make the most from ore to begin with. Yep. So ore is actually a very important sort of like early income generator. Yep, ore mine. Okay. While that's happening, I will need to address this coal supply, which is going to run low. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to space it out correctly. So since there's a gap here, and generally you want to focus like the coal mine around, you know, this region here, right? We can actually put like keep this area here for housing, perhaps. Okay, then we can start the coal mine section from here down. Okay, let me just see here. Now, as much as I like to have a spacing here, the problem is that, let me see, I want to place here instead. How are we doing here? So there is an empty spot here which we could use for coal instead of ore, right? But if we wanted to go with this would be a good area to go with. We can sacrifice the other section here for ore. Okay, so it looks like we'll do it here and there. Let's just do that right now, since we're very close to placing another coal mine to begin with anyway. Okay, right, double top 3 row here to give a right spacing. Place a road right here. Oops, no, I don't want to do that. Okay, we will place the loader city right here, and another trick that I like to do is to keep a service road directly to this area here. There's a shortcut around the city, and we can start to plot our first coal mine. Okay, now I'm gonna pause very briefly here. because I wanted to get the right spacing here before I place the first coal mine. And you can see actually no, I might just get rid of this and just basically use this area up as well. Doesn't really matter, because I was thinking having a space right here and then work down, but looks like we need every coal mine coal area to mine because of the ore. Yep, we can actually look into something like this. So I can have 2 coal mines here, but we might do another one here. So maybe for the beginning, we will place one. Let's see, yeah. Okay, yeah, we'll place one here. Good. Okay. And we will obviously need to add another coal storage here. Let's sort it out. Great. So we have now basically a couple of industrial buildings right here, which eventually we can disregard it because we will substitute the all these basic industries with smelting, okay, or with works jobs available from the mines, okay. So I don't think we can add that, but we try to get more residents in. So we are going to place additional residential zones here as much as we can, okay. We're gonna get the returns up to 5,000 so that I can increase the revenue, increase and break out the taxes so that we don't have, like, you know, everybody thinks it's expensive but it's fairly charged. Yep. Okay. We're going to add this in. I'm not sure why. That's fine. This is a block of pipes. Yep. Water is good. Electricity is good. Okay. Okay. We're doing pretty well for a very early game.